and we've gotten to kind of meet the crew, and we've had a really good little day with them here. We're going to ask Rusty some questions. What made you start Diamond Tattoos?
Well, I've always had the ambition of being an artist. I've always knew I was going to make a living doing art, just didn't know it was going to be with tattoos. I started dabbling with tattoos years ago, over 15 years ago. When tattoos came here to Oklahoma, I first started tattooing out of a shop in the city, and it wasn't legalized yet, and we were taking that chance. You know, we didn't know if we were going to get ticketed that day, took to jail that day, but that was over 10 years ago. I mean, tattooing just became legal. When was it? November of 2009, I think.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and like I said, I've been dabbling in tattoos for a while, and just got to where I was doing it over and over, and something I got good at and decided to pursue it.
Awesome. So you kind of, I know Diamond Tattoos, the name probably comes mostly from your names, Diamond Tattoos, and you've got your brother that also works here, Darren. So it's kind of like a family operation at the moment, or?
It's more family orientated right now, but that wasn't the intention. I mean, the intention was, you know, to use the name.
Badass name.
Of course, you know. But, yeah, that wasn't the intention, but it just kind of happened to grow like that. But, you know, we're just taking it and using it and running with it. So.
Well, it sounds awesome. I love it. Love the emblems and stuff with it. Why Oklahoma? Why are you here?
Well, that's a good question, because a lot of people said the same thing. Hey, why aren't you in California doing it? Why aren't you over here? You can make a lot more money. And the truth is, I mean, I have family that lives here, and we all know about that. We don't want to venture off too far from them. But, again, Oklahoma was one of the last states that actually legalized it. So there was a big tattoo boom here in Oklahoma. So it was a good opportunity to actually start here because of that, you know, big booming of the legalization of the tattoo here in Oklahoma. But, I mean, we've been here, it's been treating us good, so, I mean, until we find bigger, better things, this is where we're going to be.
That is awesome.
Awesome, awesome. I know that you were part, now, right after it got legalized, there was the whole, what was it, a suit with, like, the locations and things like that, and you were kind of part of the original set of tattoo shops here in Oklahoma back when it first legalized. You were pioneer pretty much here, and can you tell us maybe a little bit about that and how that went down?
They were trying to, like, totally shut us down. And there was us, and there was I think it was 10 or 11 other shops. Anyway, we all came together and formed this little alliance. And we decided to actually take the state to court and to basically legalize tattooing without all the constrictions they had on us. They had, you couldn't be within 1,000 yards of a school or a playground. You know,
wow.
Stuff like that, yeah. They tried to limited us to basically where we could set up, but then again, at the same time, they were trying to totally cut us off the picture. So what we in the alliance did, we, you know, went up against them, hired an attorney, and ended up suing the state and winning. So we basically opened the door for not only us and tattooing in general in Oklahoma, but we opened the door for all these other artists to do what they can do. So.
Which is awesome. It's part of why, you know, we have so many different shops that we can choose from and go to, and in our great state here. Another thing, I know you kind of have a background with art, and you've kind of done a lot with that. Did you take any schooling, or did you have, like, any kind of art programs that you got involved in prior to becoming a tattoo artist?
I've taken several art classes. You know, you take your basic art classes in high school. I took what I knew from just doing it, and also I took a few art classes in college. Stepped out of the norm, went to sculpture, went into etching, you know, different stuff like that, different mediums of art. But, I mean, I've always been a fine arts type of guy, you know, more hands-on. And I've always been, you know, my go-to thing was always drawing and painting, so that's kind of to where it led me into where I wanted to do the whole tattoo thing.
Is your background in art, does it help with your tattoo art?
Oh yeah. You gotta have some type of artistic background. Anybody can learn how to trace a line, but not anybody can see an image up in their head and put it down on some skin, you know. A lot of people,
That's the truth.
they have to look off of something to do it, and you know, we're not downgrading those guys. I mean, there's different caliber of tattoo artists. There's custom artists. There's tattoo flash artists. You know, there's guys, you know, beyond and you know, can pretty much do anything and blow your mind. But I mean, as far as having an artistic background, I mean, it's a plus, and nowadays it's a must, because we're kind of done with the whole tattoo shops covered in flash thing. It's like a new era. It's like a new genre of tattooing. There's more custom artists stepping out every day, more younger artists that are out here just blowing away all the competition. And it's just one of the things where you have to study and just keep getting better every day.
Definitely. So what is your favorite type of tattoo? Like, what is your favorite style to do?
If I had to pick one, I don't try to limit myself, but I'd probably say realism. I like to do realism. That's how I learned to draw. As a kid, I would actually set something up and just try to copy it and make it look, you know, as close as I could. So that's kind of where my whole realism style began from. And as far as tattooing, that would probably be one of my, you know, most favorite or go-to types of tattoos. But as far as tattooing in general, I mean, I try not to limit myself. I do color. I like to do the Japanese style. I like to do the new school. I like to do the old school traditional. But as far as my favorite style, probably have to be realism.
Awesome, awesome. I know you are an authorized dealer of Solon. So do you get like shipments in monthly, or can you tell us a little bit about when we can expect to get those dropped
Yeah.
in?
Well, basically, we just try to keep the store in stock with inventory. When it gets low, we'll order more. But we do also place custom orders. So if I have somebody in here and they flip through one of our catalogs and they see something they want that they don't see on our racks, or say we don't have this size, I can call, you know, them, and we can custom order it, and it can be here probably within a week.
Awesome, because I mean it's really hard to find Solon clothing here in Oklahoma. I think there's actually like maybe 4 places that you can get it from total in this state. So I mean, with you being right here in Norman off Lindsay and 24th, it's awfully easy to come in and maybe shop for your favorite Solon clothing or order it through you guys. It's a great benefit.
Yeah.
Something else I was kind of wondering about, do you get a lot of traffic at this location? Are you guys like just slammed, or is it a pretty comfortable feel?
From this location, being closer to town, what I've experienced is we get less walk-ins, I would say, but our shop is not a walk-in based type of shop. We work off of more of a clientele base, so regardless where we're at,
It's a custom
they're going to
studio.
come to us. Yeah.
It's awesome.
So we don't really have to rely on walk-ins, but although we do take walk-ins, and I don't know, we just never really had a problem with getting people in our shop, you know, being with us being a custom shop and having such a large customer following, you know. I mean,
You do have a huge clientele base.
yeah, we got a lot of people. They drive from all surrounding Oklahoma. I had a guy drive down from Texas, from Dallas, and there's, you know, tons of tattoo shops in Dallas. And he was like, well, I was online, I seen your stuff, I really liked it. And me and my wife decided to drive up, make a day out of it. They came in, I think they shut up at 1, and they didn't leave till like 11 at night with this big old Polynesian piece on him.
Oh, wow.
I've had this girl fly in from Denver, and she rented a room downtown, flew in, got tattooed all day, all night. And these are big pieces, you know, people that travel, and they'll do real big pieces, and we'll do as much as we can in one day, or as much as they can take. And then they'll fly in, and next day fly out. I mean, we have a large clientele base as far as, you know, people come in from out of state, from out of town. I'd say probably 30% of our clients drive from out of town to come see us.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the shops that we've spoken with and a lot in the area aren't so much like that. They're not so much the custom studio running off of a clientele base of people that are actually, you know, amazed with your artwork. Something that I've come across is your name is pretty general out there, as people know you and respect you as an artist and as a person. Is that something you can say that maybe you're proud of, that you've built such a name for yourself here?
Oh yeah. I mean, you're always proud of your work. As far as, you know, your name getting out there, the longer you're in the game and the more, you know, really good work you put out there, the more your name's going to get around. I mean, that's just like anything, whether it be a hairstylist, a mechanic. If you do good work and they like it and you treat them good, you know, they'll come back to you. And that's what we try to do. You know, we try to treat people nice when they come in here. You know, give them that little extra this if they need it. But yeah, you always got to keep them coming back, keep it friendly, keep it professional. Make sure they walk out of here happy. That's the main thing. And that's what brings them back. I mean, that's why we have such a wide clientele base.
I mean, and I know strictly, like, or mostly appointments. How far out should people call you in advance for their tattoo to book an appointment?
I usually try to tell people to give me at least 2 weeks in advance. If it's a custom piece, maybe 3 weeks, especially if I have to design it up, because my spare time I use to finish up all the custom drawings that I have to do before I actually do the tattoo. So if it's a real big elaborate piece, yeah, I would say probably 3 weeks in advance, so that would give me a week to get your drawing ready. And if we have to make any changes or whatever, we can do that, then you just schedule it in.
Awesome.
That crash to be connected without being a